Alright guys, sorry for the slow startup. It's Alberto from Soccer Drills and Goalkeeper Training, and this is my... Oh god, gotta fix that. Yeah, still getting used to all the YouTube stuff, guys. Sorry about that. Q&A time. I hit 50K. I'm super excited, and I'm really happy to be talking to you guys. Tell me my name, please. I cannot pronounce or read that language. Am I eating crisps? No, I was typing on my keyboard. I'm a very loud typer. No face cam. I don't have a face cam. I'm connected to a television. So it seems like my internet speed isn't that fast, so we have a little bit of a lag in between questions and answers. So just hold in for me, guys. Just a little patience. I'll try to get my internet connection better maybe for the next time. So let's start out with Josh's question about best grip you have ever had on a pair of goalkeeper gloves. That's a really hard one because it's really hard to quantify grip. The latest best grip I've had has been on the Adidas Predator, or they're not Predators anymore, the Adidas Ace Zone Pros. Very good latex on them. I think a close second is the Supreme Latex on the West Coast GK's Kona Bio Hybrid. Any type of Supreme Latex is really good. Whew. All right. For keepers that are 11, 10 years old, or young keepers that are looking at trials, the main thing is you're young. You're gonna continue growing. Whatever happens now is not going to really decide what's going on with the rest of your career. Just go out there, have fun. Practice as much as you can, and the more time you practice in goal, the better you're going to be older. Coaches are looking for when you want to get older, they need to look at how big you're going to get. And we have no idea how big you're going to get when you're 10 years old. Some kids can grow overnight, and the other kids can wait till the last second to grow. So you never really know. If you're just young, make sure you can catch the ball, have reactions, and go out there and have fun. Oh man, so many questions, so many. A good cheap glove with finger saves, Lewis. I would say go for a West Coast GK glove. Main reason is they always have removable finger saves. I go for any glove for removable finger saves. It lets you choose whether or not you want to have them. Reviews for you says best goal someone has scored against me. That's a really hard one. I've had some really good goals scored on me. The longer you play, the more crazy goals you get scored on you. I think maybe the goal that I remember the most was a high school game. All the high school came out. It was a home game, and we were playing the team Cypress Bay. I was playing for Taravella High School. And Cypress Bay had my travel coach on there, and he knew that sometimes I would call a ball out without actually checking if it was if it was actually going out. And the guy, he had a really good free kicker or shooter take the shot, and the ball dipped on me nasty. And I remember screaming away, and then the ball dipped and hit me in the head and went into the goal in front of everyone in my high school. That was kind of embarrassing. Yeah, that's probably the best goal I can remember, the one that embarrassed me the most. Give me a second, guys. I am getting a lot of questions, and I'm trying to answer them all. All right, Chris Kim asked me what is my favorite glove of all time and why. It's a really hard question because there are just so many gloves that end up being very good, or at a certain level all gloves are the same. The only difference is how well it fits your hand. I've always liked West Coast goalkeeping. I don't think you can go wrong with West Coast goalkeeping. I do really like Adidas gloves. I just think they're a little overpriced. There's the One Glove, which was really good gloves, especially their new line that's about to come out. Really awesome gloves. I think my favorite pair has actually been the Gometa G Force Pro. It was these pink gloves that I used. It's a newer flat cut with a mix of roll and a roll cut, and it was really cool. And for some reason, I just felt like I could hold on to the ball. It also had internal latex on it, a bunch of really cool things that made the glove really nice. And I ended up really liking the G Flat Pro, but that changes very quickly because I get gloves every week or so. When I get a new pair of gloves, it could be my new favorite pair of gloves. I change my goalkeeping style, or my hands grow, or something is different and they fit me different, and then I might change what I like. What inspired me to do YouTube by Joe Gordon? It's really funny. My girlfriend at the time, this was years ago, she knew that all I did every day was go out and play soccer and just train. And she just told me, why don't you tape yourself and just put some stuff together and put it on YouTube? It's what people are doing. I decided to follow up on that, and I was working at Best Buy at the time, so I was able to get some like cameras and all the stuff and all the right equipment by asking the right people, and I just started a YouTube channel. And I've really liked all the support I've gotten from the goalkeepers who watch my channel, and I felt myself get better as a goalkeeper by watching myself progress with the videos and everything. So I really liked the YouTube and just taping myself. It's really helped me in everything I've wanted to do. What's the best way to improve your weak side? Card trick. I did make a video on this. It is the how to get over your weak side diving drills. You can go check that out on my goalkeeper training playlist. I highly recommend you check out those videos. There's a bunch of drills that you can do in there that works for your weak side and your a more dominant side. It really just is repetition and getting that muscle memory. Who will win, Olympiacos or Bayern? Bayern, and every day, every day. Ever scored as a goalkeeper? No, but I did get subbed out, and as a forward, I scored a goal, but I was not playing goalkeeper at the time. Do I train in different sports? My parents made me play baseball. I've always been kind of athletic. I fish a lot, but I don't really play anything else but soccer. Or more so, I'm not good at anything else but soccer. What race am I? I am Hispanic. I was the only one in my nuclear family with my brother and sister to be born in the United States. I identify more as an American, though. I'm a very proud American with a proud heritage in Colombia, but I identify as both, or we call it riding the hyphen, something like that. What's up, Total Football? I deleted Total Football so you can soccer. Follow me on Instagram. Alright, I'll check you out, man. Thanks for watching the videos. What would you say? Oh man, I'm just getting way too many questions at the same time. Into the trial. I don't understand what the question is. Oliver Morgan, if you could rewrite your question. Tips on getting picked up for college soccer. That's a really, really good question. College soccer and getting noticed in it is a lot about connections. It has a lot to do with who you're playing with, who your coaches are, and who they're playing against. You want to make sure if you don't have a really well-known team, or your coach doesn't have really good connections, or you don't know someone who can get a college coach to look at you, that's when it comes down to you. And you as an individual goalkeeper need to start picking out the schools that you want to attend, or you think you want to attend, and you go on their websites and you find out who the coach is, and you find a way to get in contact with them. Most of the time they will have their emails on the college websites, or they'll have their assistant coaches' emails, and there you can start emailing them and tell them about yourself. But you need to let coaches and the people, the places you want to go, you need to let them know that where you are and that you're there. Because yes, there's coaches that are looking and there's scouts always going around, but if you're not in one of those huge games, there's a very good chance you can slip through the radar. So you just make sure you're always emailing, and you yourself have to go out and make those connections. You gotta start emailing coaches. How to break in new gloves? Just wear them, like them, get used to them. Sorry guys, I'm catching up on all your questions you guys got here real quick. Any tips to give from recovering from a knee injury by Reno Nathan? So I am doing that right now. The main thing: bike, ice, ellipticals, swim. Make sure you're taking care of all of the other muscles around your knee. That means thighs, quads, glutes, calves, everything. All of that area needs to be very strong to help compensate for the weakness of your knees. You need to also make sure that you're also paying attention to the other leg, because if you're not working out one leg and you start working out the other, you could start ending up not paying attention to one leg and messing the other one up. Best way to stop frontal medium shots: get in their face, get within at least 10 feet, and make it come to your body. Just shut down the angle. Lewis says he loves fishing. Me too, Lewis. I love fishing too. Awesome. We got EVS in the house. EVS is an awesome commenter, another FA qualified coach over there in the UK. Really cool guy, guys. Whenever you see him comment on anything, he knows what he's talking about. You should totally give him a listen. You got a pair of Adidas Ace Zones Pros. There is no pre-wash needed. I would still do it if I were you, but you know, I pre-wash all my gloves. Just a quick little rinse over the top. F38, best cheap gloves. You know, cheap is a relative term. I don't know what cheap might be to you. Could be expensive to me, or vice versa. I would say go West Coast GK, Freccia, the One Glove. There's a ton of cheaper brands or good brands for their price. You know, you still need to pay at least $40 to $50 for a good pair of gloves. Raina, great to see you here. Do you support any Florida colleges? Yeah, I mean, I was going to UCF. I am a Florida Knight. My brother was a Florida Knight, and then he got his master's in UF. I mean, I'm kind of all over the place. I don't really care about the competitions between the schools, but you know, UCF, I support UCF. Go Knights. Zach Sharples, what football soccer boots do you recommend for a keeper? Anything that you feel comfortable in, anything that fits your foot well, and it takes your mind off of the game. If the cleats are taking your mind off the game, they're not the cleats for you. There's a bunch of questions. My favorite team, really hard choice. I like whichever team is just playing pure soccer. That makes me like Barcelona a lot. Sometimes they don't do as well. Sometimes they can't really play their game. But I like just pure 2 feet soccer. I like technical football a lot better, which makes me like Dortmund and Bayern. Just whichever team is playing, I like to watch a good game of soccer in the end. Where do I live right now? I am back home in South Florida. I am going back to Germany very soon. EVS again. Yes, you should pre-wash all gloves. Any tips for beginning goalkeepers? Joseph, check out all of my videos on training videos, and just start asking people, anyone who can help you go out and train, and just train as much as you can. Who's better, Newcastle or Sunderland? I do not follow either team well enough. I believe Sunderland just picked up that the American guy from the Sounders, or I think he's from the Sounders. What's his name? The DeAndre Yedlin. I think Sunderland just picked him up, so I want Sunderland to do better, and go Americans, and I hope they continue to go out there and play over there in England. Maybe I would say Sunderland just for that. How long have I been playing by Joe Banks? I've been playing my whole life. I just only started playing Goalkeeper seriously. I've always played it in some way, but I never took it really seriously until maybe until I was 16. Yeah. Give me a second, guys. Good night from Greece. Good night, Greece. Thank you for checking out the videos. Well, you guys have asked me so many questions. F38 Gaming says, have I ever gotten scouted? It counts on what level. I've gotten scouted in the college terms. I played D2 college, more so that I went to a bunch of combines, and I was able to get in contact with a few coaches, and I knew coaches that knew some other people. So you get in contact and you're able to get some trials or so on. But professional scouting, no, I don't believe I've gotten professionally scouted. I've gotten some emails, but they run away once they hear my height, pretty much. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Tips on bouncing shots: get your body behind it, get your chest over the ball, just get right behind it. If it's going to bounce up, it better hit something on your body and go outside. Jacob Sendy asked me, do you like travel? I do like to travel a lot. It's really cool to see the rest of the world and meet new people. So yeah, if we're talking about travel soccer, I think travel soccer is better than high school soccer in the American soccer system, if that's what your question is. What are your thoughts on the current Chelsea situation, playing so bad and Courtois injured? I try not to judge these high-level goalkeepers as much. They're playing at a much higher level. I really don't follow Chelsea that well. I like anything that comes up on my Twitter. I might see what's going on, but I haven't been watching their games pretty much. It's really not really interesting to me. I like Jose Mourinho's drama. Also, I'm kind of a little against him after all of the mean things he said about Iker and how Madrid ended up treating Iker after that. But maybe that's just me. I should try out for a pro team. I agree, Nathaniel Garcia, except they just need to take me and I need to be fully recovered. I think I can do it. I have a few things I need to work on, obviously, but yeah. When you dive, you land on your knees. Got any tips? Check out my How to Dive Without Hurting Yourself video. Stephen Gavahan, I believe. I'm sorry if I messed up your name. You want to land on your lateral muscles, or what I call your bat wings. You're landing on your knees. That's just your mind trying to protect your body, and it's telling you to stop throwing your body at the ground, and you keep on telling it, no, we need to throw the body at the ground. So just need to do that. Am I going back to Germany? Yes, I am still going back to Germany. I've been kind of slowed down by this injury. My recovery has been a little slow. I went out. trained for about 3 weeks, and then I got a dead leg, and my knee swelled up, and it was just really nasty in a one-on-one situation. So I've had to slow down again. So I've had to slow down on my return to Germany, but I'm making sure that when I do go back, I'll be able to make videos every day, and I'll be able to train every day, because it was really terrible. My final month in Germany, I was just watching people play soccer. I couldn't play because I could hardly bend my knee. What do I think about Renat goalkeeper gloves by Chancho? They look really cool. I've seen a ton of Renat gloves, and I really like them. I've tried to get in contact with them. I've never gotten a response, but I'll keep on trying to get in contact with the team at Renat and see if they'd like to get a review. But I'm not going to hold my breath. Do I test the Adidas Ace Ultimate? I was able to buy the Adidas Ace Zone Pro with some money that I saved up. I was not. I don't think I'm going to be able to buy another Adidas glove. I'll probably end up getting a Nike glove or one of the new Wool Sports or Puma gloves to try to diversify a little more on reviews. Bean Del Mo. Precision Goalkeeping is a good brand. Yes, it is. I've never used it, but I've heard a lot of good stuff. Magic TV asked me, do I like Iker Casillas? Yeah, I really liked Iker Casillas. He was amazing. He was the Saint Casillas for a while. He went through at least one bad season, and it's sad how Madrid threw him to the wolves. But I like that he's doing a lot better with Porto, and I hope he continues to do well. I think he's a great goalkeeper. He just got stuck in some rut. What do I do after training? If I had to drive to the field, this is Jacob Sendy that asks. If I had to drive to the field, I might wait for 10-15 minutes in the car and just listen to some nice music and kind of relax and just mellow out, because the heart's been beating, and you definitely get really tired after practice. I love to listen to a good, nice, chill song. How would you plat the beast? How would you best prepare for close shots? Is there any way of predicting which way they will shoot? Yeah, you can probably predict which way they'll shoot. The best thing to do is pretty much get in there, get as big as possible, make it so that you don't have to predict where they will shoot. You're gonna make it so they hit your body or some type of body. You watch Joe Hart and those bigger goalkeepers in the EPL, they shut down that angle really quickly, and then they spread out completely to make it so that the striker can only hit the keeper's body. Predicting where they're gonna go, you can do that, but you don't want to really try, because if you mess that up, then you're gonna end up diving the wrong way. You can do it by watching body shape, but again, a really good striker can throw you one way and kick the other. Favorite midfielder I have ever seen? Iniesta, man. Iniesta, you can't beat him. He's the ghost. Reviews for you. That's a really good question. I think Iniesta does not get enough praise. He's one of the nicest touching players I've ever seen, and he's always an essential part of Barcelona. What else do I like to do besides soccer? By Jesus Vidal. I like to fish. I play guitar. I try to be out with my friends, make music, work out. Soccer is a lot of what I do. I spend most of my days playing soccer, or I do some video games. I do some gaming. I'm not great at gaming. I'm okay at most of the things I play, like League of Legends or Battlefield on the computer. Other than that, I'm probably working on a YouTube video, or I'm trying to work on something for the YouTube channel. My favorite goalkeeper, as of right now, for the past year or so, it's been Keylor Navas. I've been watching a lot of Keylor Navas' videos and highlights. He's a lot closer to my height. He's really close. He's not super tall, but what I really like about him is his footwork is really great. How he moves his feet so well and gets behind the ball, and he's explosive. There's something that says a lot for a smaller goalkeeper, and that you have to be explosive. When he dives for a ball or when he goes to get it, he is really like flying and he is really taking off. So I really enjoy a goalkeeper like Keylor Navas. Am I looking to become a semi-pro or a full-time pro in my quest to become a goalkeeper in a team? I would love to become professionally. It really just comes down to what my opportunities are. If I get a semi-pro opportunity, I'll go take that opportunity. And then if someone then comes and says, hey, you should be playing professional or you could be playing here, then I'll take that opportunity. Honestly, it's wherever I can go, I will go. The whole thing with Germany was already a big opportunity, and I decided to take 2 years or pretty much put a pause on my schooling so I can go play and coach in Germany. So I'm looking to do this and try to make it as serious as possible, or as take it to the highest point that I possibly can, while bringing everybody along with my YouTube video and continuing on in soccer. This goalkeeper channel and this whole thing is just my attempt to, even if I don't make it and even if I do make it, to always be around soccer, to always be around goalkeeping, most importantly. Aiden Walsh says, how to make a good diving catch without dropping it. I don't catch that well. A lot of people have been telling me that. I feel like my hands have gotten better lately in the past few weeks. But the best idea is getting, again, your hands behind the ball, your chest behind the ball, and your eyes just focused in on the ball. Hands on top, 2 squares, always. Best MLS keeper in your opinion. Last year, I would have said Ramondo. I love Ramondo. We're the same height. He's awesome. He makes amazing saves, and I love him. But this year, there's a lot of great goalkeepers out there. Recently, Melia did an amazing performance, and he's been doing pretty well. And he's a West Coast GK sponsored goalkeeper. So I think he's up there with Ramondo, but Ramondo's still there. I mean, there's Saunders, who's an amazing goalkeeper. There's my buddy who I actually did a video with just a little while ago before going to Germany, Brian Sylvester. He was playing with Philadelphia Union before he got injured, and he's a great goalkeeper. He could be up there, just hard team to play for, Philadelphia Union. Elias Khalil. Do you like Manuel Neuer? I love Manuel Neuer. No one can kick or distribute better than Manuel Neuer. And no one's a better goalkeeper than Manuel Neuer. He's a monster. How tall am I? I'm 5'10" or 1.79 meters, I believe. How would one train in an academy like yours in Germany for a period of time in the summer? I am 16 and would love to train in a new environment. Is this possible? Yes, it's totally possible. I'm actually working with that academy, and that's the idea. I do want to open up the academy to my subscribers and start bringing in people who are really serious about goalkeeping or really serious about whatever position they are. There's a few hard things, and one, I don't want to make this channel look like it's just an attempt to bring people to the academy. This is first and foremost a goalkeeping channel, but there is going to be a video I am going to upload, which is an interview with Rudiger Schultz, the director of the academy that I'm working with, and he will explain, and we'll explain how you can get into the academy, where you email, and when it's open. Yeah, you can totally do exactly what you're asking me. Matt RMFC. You can totally come to Germany and train, as long as your paperwork comes in well, and obviously that you can come and stick with the regimen that you do. There's a lot of running, there's a lot of playing, and it's pretty intense. It's not easy. High school soccer in Washington is not anything worth mentioning. I understand that completely. High school soccer in South Florida really wasn't special either. The real big things are the travel teams. You need to find out what is bigger and better, and what's get more coaches. Most of the time it's travel, ODP, Olympic Development Program soccer, all those things where people are really paying attention to, where there's a good amount of people. High school is good to show off to your friends, but a lot of times there's not coaches going out to that. What are my favorite cleats? My favorite cleats of all time are the old Addy Pure 3s. They were my first like leather, kangaroo leather cleats. I had the white and gold Addy Pure 3s, and I loved them. And I used them till the day that I broke my foot in them and they had to cut them off my feet. That was to Joseph Van Persie. Lost my pace. Why don't I play for a pro team? Reviews for you. A lot of different reasons. I don't have a huge resume when it comes to playing high level soccer. I did play in college, but I did 1 year and then I didn't like the college, so I left. And then when I started playing for other teams, they weren't just big enough. And a really hard thing to get in is getting in the soccer world when you don't know people and you don't know someone who can tell the other guy, you should give this kid a chance. You only have a resume that goes for you, and if that resume or your soccer CV doesn't work out, people aren't going to take a look at you again. And also, I'm a little shorter. Goalkeepers, they're not light. People don't see a 5'10" goalkeeper and say that's a tall keeper. So that a lot of things go in against for me, and then just a lot of things are my skill could definitely be better. I can always be better. You know, there's always a reason why I'm not somewhere, but it's a few reasons. You know, just gotta keep on grinding, gotta hope I make those teams, and gotta work for it. The best gloves are this year. That's a really good question. Best grip so far, the Adidas Ace Zone Pros. If I got my Konas in a size down, I might say they would be the best gloves, but they fit really large with the quantum or the biohybrid cut. Steven asked me how old I am. I am 23 years old, and I'm turning 24 in 2 months, exactly. Have I been to Ireland, Joe Gordon? I have not. This going to Germany was my first time in Europe in my whole life. It was an amazing trip. I cannot begin to explain just how like amazing it was for me. I have never been to anything like Europe. So I've only been to Germany, Netherlands, and England for like 30 minutes. And I can't wait to go back and meet more people and just start learning, learning what Europe is more like. I would love to know more. Shay Arsenault has to go training. Thanks for coming in, Shay. Have I ever used Renault gloves? No. The Real Media. Do I like the Roosh brand? I did like the Roosh brand. It's a very expensive brand, but they're worth it. You know, if you got the money to throw for it, they're good. They're a great pair of gloves, but they're way too expensive for my taste. I can only get one pair of Roosh like every 2 years, because even though you're dropping 200, 100 plus, the gloves are still going to tear. Goalkeeper gloves tear no matter which glove you're going to get. Burn Games says, good glove for wet weather. Highly recommend the newest glove I just reviewed, the HO Soccer Gata Gecko. It has aqua control grip. Very, very good grip. Worked in all situations. Do I like Oliver Kahn? Yes, I like Oliver Kahn. He's scary. He's an awesome, scary goalkeeper. What do I do before a game? Hyperventilate, listen to my music, hop up and down, sometimes watch my favorite keepers' highlight of the day, Keylor Navas highlights, Daniel Ilyas highlights, Iker Casillas highlights, people that have or people that style is a lot more like my goalkeeping, and I see how they react to situations, or I come up with situations in my head like, okay, the cross is coming from middle of the field, I have two guys running in the back, where would I set up? And I just try to get myself mentally prepared. It's all about preparing for that one split second so you know what you're going to do. I did just see Luke Shaw's leg break. That was heartbreaking. He's a good player, man. It sucks to have that. Have I ever met anybody famous? Yeah. Farid Mondragon is a family friend. He was the guy who just played in the World Cup for Colombia. They subbed out David Ospina, and Farid came in. He is the oldest goalkeeper to have ever played in the World Cup now, since that. And he was a really good goalkeeper. He played for Galatasaray, he played for the Philadelphia Union, he played for FC Köln, all big teams, and he did really well there. I was able to meet him, sit down with him, talk to him about goalkeeping, my YouTube channel, and he's a really cool guy. It was amazing to meet him. Very, very down to earth, very nice guy. Probably the biggest soccer player I know of. That's still semi-famous. Rudiger, the director of coaching at the academy that I'm at, he played in the Bundesliga, he played for Hamburg, and he played for the German national team back in his day. We're talking like old. I don't remember directly when. I think it was something in the 80s. He's an older guy, and my college coach was Samuel Okpodu, who was the Nigerian striker back in the day that did super well and then moved to the United States. So, there's always big soccer players. You just got to find out about them, and they're not that well known of until you ask them about their story. The best British Premier League goalkeeper is definitely De Gea. Not really sure what's going on with him in Manchester or Madrid, but the guy's won, the best player of the year twice. He's really held Manchester in there. I wasn't surprised that Man U didn't want to leave him, and I'm not surprised that they gave him such a awesome new contract. He is top notch, and he's getting trained by one of the best goalkeeper coaches on the scene. Nathan Clark asks, "How's my injury?" Thank you for asking. It's getting better. It just feels weird, I had something go into my body and cut up another part of my body, and because of that, I have scar tissue around my knee, which sometimes when I flex my kneecap, I'll feel it. I'll feel areas that have like this weird bump to it, and you touch it and it just hurts to touch. So then when I land on it, when I dive, my knee swells up a lot quicker. So it's just stuff that's really annoying, little things that end up building up and making it hard to do everything that I used to do. I tried doing like a high ball drill the other day where we were jumping backwards and you had to tip the ball over the post, and I could not jump on my left foot. So there's just small things like that. It will leave over after time, but it's definitely annoying. It's getting better though. I can jump now and I can play in goal, which is good. What do I think of Martin Odegaard, and do I think he will progress? Those type of players nowadays that are getting that level of fame so young, it's really a do or die. Once he gets his first few kind of Madrid starts, if he can even get in on the Madrid team, or if he gets loaned out, that's going to be the moment to really give him a look at, because when I've watched him, he's been playing in some smaller leagues. They're still very good leagues, obviously. I believe he was up in a Scandinavian league, but they allow him a lot more leniency, or they defend not as strong as you might see an English defender, or another stronger defender might get in Germany. But if you see him in Spain, he might do well because Spain doesn't defend. Spanish soccer isn't that big on defending. More they like technical soccer. So he could do well in Spain if he gets his break in Madrid. But really, I need to see him first. He hasn't been out there for a while. M. Armando wants to buy the new Adidas Zones. What do I think? Go get them, man. Just make sure you take care of them. The back does peel off. Recently, the back on my Adidas Zone Pros peeled off when I allowed another goalkeeper to use them for a session. I was able to glue it right back on, but it's definitely something that would get me a little annoyed if that was my only pair of gloves and you spend 115 plus and it's already breaking because of someone not thinking through and making something that's really stuck onto the glove. All right, I think, oh man, more questions. What do I think about the KLA Trust 2? It's an awesome training glove, and I would recommend it. KLS Trust 2, I believe it comes with Giga Grip latex on a rolled bowling cut. It's a very thick shot stopping glove, man. It's a good glove. Highly recommend it if you're looking at getting it. It's not gonna let you down. The real media, you didn't listen to the Roosh question. I can totally repeat. I think Roosh is a great brand. I just think they're too expensive, and one of the things is that you got to look at the real world and say, I can get a $50 West Coast goalkeeping glove that's as good as a Roosh glove, maybe not as good, just maybe a smidgen less, but can last longer than a Roosh glove, and it costs about like what, a fourth, 25% of a Roosh glove. $50, $55, you can get a top-notch West Coast goalkeeping glove, or the one glove, which is I think 40 British pounds, or you can go get Aviato, which is $70, or you can get a Go Meadow, which is at $45. All those gloves will be amazing, just as good as a Roosh glove, but Roosh is charging $200. I don't know if it's still loading, honestly. Let's see if you guys can hear me. I think 40 British pounds, or you can go get Aviato, which is $70, or you can get a Go Meadow, which is at $45. All those gloves will be amazing, just as. All right, I'm not sure. Can everybody still hear me? I'm getting some messages that they aren't getting the live section. All right, awesome. Thank you, Ben. My favorite goalkeeper, I answered this before, but it is Keylor Navas. Hey, what's up, Keeper's Tube? Very good to hear from you, man. I haven't talked to you in a few days. Sorry that I missed some of your messages. I've been super swamped with all this work. In the World Cup, Keylor Navas' performance was amazing. He brought Costa Rica up to the semifinals, right? That's ridiculous. Or was it the quarterfinals? One of the two. One of the two. Still insane that Keylor Navas did that great. Is everyone from America? No, I know KeeperTube is over there in the UK across the pond. Favorite glove cut? I'm having a really hard time deciding. I've really liked my recent negative glove cuts, but roll cut has always been my favorite. Carlos Hernandez, any tips about preventing jamming your wrist if you punch a hard shot out? Tape and push-ups and just practicing getting wrist strength. Push-ups will definitely help for that. Pull-ups will definitely help for that. Joe Gordon, I have heard of Gaelic football only recently. Within like last week, I had a subscriber send me a video of it in Snapchat, and it's really cool. It's really intense. I don't know if I could play it, but it's definitely something I'd watch. PSN gamer. I have never torn a muscle. I have torn my meniscus in both of my legs. So I've torn my right meniscus and I've torn my meniscus in my left leg. Elias Khalil, Predator or Ace? I'd go with the Ace. The Predator pros or the recent ones have that wristband issue where they tear. Just watch out with the Ace. Both of them have some silly issues where they're breaking down. How many pair of goalkeeper gloves do I currently own? Right now, about 12. I try to give away my gloves to local goalkeepers or people that I know that can't really afford goalkeeping gloves. I normally give it away to those people. I don't see any reason to sell gloves. I don't like to make money off of goalkeepers that way. I've heard lots of goalkeepers might want to get these gloves as giveaways. I might end up doing that. I do have a ton of gloves that just end up sitting around until I give them away. How do I get over the fear of diving for high shots? Stop questioning yourself. Don't even say, oh, do I get it? Do I not? You say mine and you just jump after the ball. All it is jumping and falling down. That's what a high shot is. You jump and you fall down. There shouldn't be anything scary about that. It's just your mind telling you I don't want to hit the ground. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. If you have to practice, jump and land on your bed. England, England, England. What advice do you give to kids? Respect your coach and train and practice. Everyone is always out on a soccer field. There's always someone that will play soccer with you. You just need to get the confidence in yourself to go ask them to go out with you. I used to go to the soccer field by myself and find random people and say, hey, I have soccer balls. If you can make a goal on me, I'll buy you a Gatorade. And when they couldn't make a goal on me, they would keep on coming back to practice with me. Things like that. You just need to get people out there. You just need to practice. At any age, just going out there and showing that you love the game is going to be a huge level of dedication that you're going to start doing. Nick, how did you initially get into goalkeeping? I was trying out for my high school team. I was about 16 years old. The year before I tried out, I broke my toe trying out as a forward, and that was really embarrassing. And I know I really wanted to make the soccer team, and I saw that all of the people that were trying out were for goalkeeper were overweight, and I said, you know, there's my opportunity. I'm in shape. I look at least better than these guys, and I went in and I made one save out of the 3 days. The other times they didn't shoot at me, or I was lucky. And it was a really good save. It was a reaction save, a low shot to my right, and I just reacted and smacked it out. And the coach ended up taking me, and I practiced every single day. He wouldn't let me play, though, because I was terrible. And I practiced every single day, hours upon hours. After I finished my high school practice, I'd go and practice by myself at the fields. And then by next year, I was the starting goalkeeper. So, I mean, it just started by me saying, hey, I wanna be on that team. How to stop finger trauma? Icing it and taping up the finger, compressing the area. Other than that, you got to give it time. Keeper's tube. Have you heard the injury? Yeah, I saw it. That was sad, man. He snapped his knee. He snapped his leg. Something. That thing went jello, and that was really hard to watch. I hate watching injuries like that. I dive slow and still block. Is that good? Yeah, man. If you're making the block, you're making the block. Ben, you're having a problem telling the other keeper that you might be better than him and you want to take his spot? You don't need to tell him that. You let the coach make that decision. If the coach decides he wants you at the center back, then you stay at center back. If you are the better goalkeeper and coach wants you in there, then you got to go in there. And the coach is going to make that decision. You don't need to break it to him. You just let the coach make that decision. Always let, skill speak. You don't need to speak for skill. Who is going to win Rugby World Cup? I do not watch rugby, so I do not know. How long have I been playing as a goalkeeper? 8 years, about. Alright, well, at least this thing was able to start working. Pretty happy about that. Yeah, I played soccer for my high school team, JP Taravella High. It's in Coral Springs, Florida. Samuel Roberts, how can I improve commanding my defense? Really good question. Very, very good question. First thing, when you're talking to your defender, you never give them a chance to say, oh, I thought you were talking to someone else. So that means every single command has a name to it. That means that if your defender's named Kyle, then you go, Kyle, you defend that guy on the left side. That means that Kyle cannot say, oh, I didn't hear you. Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me. Always put a name to your commands. Also, make your commands as short as possible, as loud as possible. We're talking monosyllabic or one syllable. Stop, go, come, step. All those words are the words that you should be going and trying to say to these guys. We don't want our defenders to try to process a poem when they're defending. We want them to hear, stop, someone's behind you, or behind, or on your back, things like that. It just comes down to practicing and getting the essentials down as quick as possible and always making sure that someone is accountable. My Snapchat is da poo poo. I'm going to type it out right now. Best pair of training gloves for under 80 US dollars. For under 80 US dollars, you can get an amazing game pair or a training pair. Check out any one of my reviews. Most of my gloves are under 80 bucks. What do I think of Cell's goalkeeper gloves? I like Cell's. They look really cool. I've seen some amazing videos and some amazing things that the latex can do, but Cell's has never sent me or gotten in contact with me or responded to any of my emails when I've told them I want to do a review for them. So I haven't really been able to review them yet, and they are one of those more expensive brands, so I haven't really had the money to go buy them. Before I'd buy a Cell's glove, I'd probably buy a Nike or an All Sport glove to do a review on. Are the Iker Casillas versions of the Adidas Zones Pro any different to the normal Zone Pro? No. How do you get into coaching if you are into the USA? There's two main ways you can, or three. You can just start coaching randomly, like just tell people you play soccer, or you can get your certifications. I got my certifications with the North American Soccer Coaches Association, NSCAA. Yeah, something like that. And I have my first two certificates with them for goalkeeper coaches. I am a certified goalkeeper coach. There is the other federation, which is the U.S. Soccer Federation, or the USSF. They also have their own classes and give out their own levels of diplomas for coaches. If you're really serious about coaching, you need to go to either one. The better of the two for goalkeeping is probably the NSCAA, but for head coaching, it's going to be the USSF diplomas. Neuer, Casillas, Neuer, man. I love Casillas, but I cannot deny the Manuel Neuer. He's a monster. Are shin guards relevant for goalkeepers? I don't wear them a lot. I should wear them more. Yeah, totally. You should wear any type of protection that you can. I mean, we saw what happened to Petr Cech, and helmets still aren't necessary. And you can mess up your body. This is a very strong game, and it's a physical position. I've seen people hit their heads on posts. I've seen people hit their legs on posts. Shin guards is just one of the many things that you can use to protect your body. I wouldn't not use shin guards in a big game, especially when I'm playing with some of the people in South America. Like if I'm playing in a Jamaican or a Haitian tournament, they hit very hard. I'm wearing my shin guards. I'm wearing my gladiator shin guards, the ones that go all the way up to my kneecap and all the way down to my ankles. I've never used glove glue soccer cleats, so I really have no opinion on them. I haven't really reached out to them. Maybe it works for me. The latex on the glove is going to give up sooner or later, so I don't really use it. Ben, thank you so much for your patience with me getting everything set up. I hope you liked the Q&A, and I hope I helped you out, or I was able to answer some of your questions. Thanks again, man. It really means a lot that you would stay up for me, even when you have all that work to do. Jim Bob, Jack Butland, or Joe Hart? Joe Hart, man. Joe Hart's a boss. Do you think Ochoa did good in the World Cup? Yeah, he did pretty good. I mean, he wasn't amazing, like super crazy amazing, but he did pretty well. He didn't do bad. He was a pretty good goalkeeper. Yeah, did pretty good. Favorite glove, latex or cut? Latex is a hard decision. I'm really starting to like the Supreme latex on the West Coast. I've had some really good latexes on one glove that was really good. Mr. Clarkey, when is it too late to start keeping and become pro? I mean, I started at 16. I know people who have started later and have done well. It really counts on the level of your dedication, how hard you're willing to work for it. I don't think there's any age too late to become a goalkeeper and to become a pro. The younger you are, the better your chances. That's how it goes. The older you are, the less your chances are. Like, if I was where I'm at right now when I was 18, I'd have amazing chances because coaches see me at a young age and they say, I can work that kid and make him better. If not, at 23, they're saying, he's getting older. Sometimes it's harder to teach old dogs new tricks. What manager would you love to play under? Klopp. Klopp looks like the type of guy that fills up the team with some type of emotion. Or Simeone from Atletico Madrid, another coach who you can see how much he cares about the game on the sideline. Pep himself, I would love to work with Pep. In the end, any amazing coach, I would love to work with any coach. You learn so much from people that are in that soccer world that have survived and lived just off of soccer. So any one of those great guys. Garagos says this is shit. Thanks, Garagos. Thanks for coming in and watching. Oh, you got a game for Gaelic football, right? The Gaelic sport. Please let me know how it goes, Joe Gordon. I would love to know more how your game went and stuff. If you get any video, send it to me on Snapchat. Did I get into the team in Germany? No, the team is pretty much already set for their year. I left during the transfer season. That's when I got injured. I probably can go back and train with them exactly how I was doing. I don't think Shutov is going to be my main goal. My main goal is to play anywhere around the town and work with the academy and continue around soccer. I'll definitely get a team around there. I already have a few of connections working for me, so that isn't an issue right now. It's more of getting the knee recovered and getting back to Germany soon. After experiencing the setup in Europe, do you prefer it there or the U.S.? Ethan, that's a really hard choice, man. Or a really hard question. I really liked Europe. It was very different. The people, everyone's nice. South Florida people are kind of standoffish, and the service was always really good. Everything felt very homely, very close together. Lots of history and on every corner. Also, like the fact that the people just they were all so nice and understanding and just inviting. Sometimes you don't get that in the U.S., especially in the areas where I'm in. Um, it's a really hard choice. I love my family and I love being back with my animals and all the friends I've made. But then at the same time, I love being in Europe and traveling. So who knows? It's a really hard question, man. I'm sorry I can't answer it better. What team would you like to see win the World Cup? Um, USA. Any day. USA. 2022, USA. That's what I want. By 2022, I want the US to have a World Cup under their belt. The worst pain I felt on the soccer pitch? Really good question, Dara. It has to be between when I tore my meniscus this time and when I broke my foot. Probably when I broke my foot because it swelled up right away and they had to cut my shoes off. And that kind of sucked. That was a really bad pain. Um, Gemini Jets, how do I not spoil the latex? Normally, when I get back up, I'm using my fist or my knuckles. I'm palming the. I never palm the ground, or I try not to palm the ground. Ever been sent off? Yes. Yes, I am kind of a hothead. And when I see stuff I don't like, I will get loud. And I can get really loud. And I can be really mean to the referee. And I've said things I shouldn't have said. And I've gotten thrown off. The only way we can see about Martian is the fact you got to see how well he does in the league, really. I think Manchester is doing well, okay. Did they just win? I think their Champions League game. How long was I out when I hurt my meniscus? I was out 1 month before I found out it was a meniscus tear, and then got home and did my surgery and was out for another 2 months and a half. So about 3 months and a half, maybe 4 months before I was able to really start jumping in goal. Have I ever punched anyone in the face? Never in a fight with goalkeeper gloves, but when I jump up in the air and we're all fighting for the ball, I have hit many a striker in the face with my gloves, but I was going for the ball, so never tried to. Oh, really? Manchester lost? No way. Ha, that's crazy. Kirk, the Unidark, no. It does not matter what cleats you wear as long as you are comfortable in them. It's really hard to get solo drills, guys. Solo drills, the best you can do is have a stagnant ball and try to push it forward and work on always pushing your body forward and moving the soccer ball. Everything else, you can throw a ball to the ground or you can bounce it and then try to get to it. Everything else is really just agility footwork that you can try to do. My favorite cleats, I did answer this before, but I answered it a while ago. The Adidas Adi Pure 3s, the old Adi Pures from like back in the day, 2007, 8 years ago. Gemini, you might get hit in the face. That's gonna happen as a goalkeeper. I've been hit in the face many a time. It doesn't hurt that much, and it makes you look like a badass when you take a shot to the face, and then you're like, nah, but I still saved it. It's just something that you're gonna have to get used to because it is a total risk that you're accepting as a goalkeeper. You can, and one day you will get hit in the face. I play Gene or John Torres. Saludos. I have considered other types of soccer. I used to play futsal a lot, less now with all my knee injuries. But I did also play beach soccer with a few other goalkeepers around here. I thought it was pretty cool. I haven't really seen beach soccer for a professional opportunity. I know a goalkeeping buddy of mine is playing for the national team, the national beach soccer team, but it's not something that I see myself chasing right now. Not that I don't think I can. Do I feel I progress more from a game or training? Card trick kid. That's a really good question as well. Um, I feel like I progress more from training, but there's a different level of progression in game. In game, I'm not really worried about my technique as much as I am worried about how comfortable I feel in goal. I still get my a little level of anxiety or of anxiousness when my first few minutes in goal. I'm a little scared, or I'll be shaking, or just I might feel like I might make a mistake. That comes with being new to that level of play. Once you get a bunch of games in, you become comfortable in the net and you control the game a lot more and you make a lot less mistakes. So I feel like I need that more for my game situations to make less mistakes. But in training situations, when I'm looking at technique, training is where I'm really learning the technique. In game situations, is I'm learning to be comfortable in the goal in a crazy situation. How do I get all the gloves I have for review? Sometimes I email glove companies and I say, hey, I review gloves. Would you like to send them over? Most of the time they say no. Sometimes they do say yes. Other time glove companies find me and they say, hey, can you review our gloves? And I say, yeah, I'd love to review your gloves. That's pretty much it. Indoor soccer is very hard. It's heavy. It's heavy, man. It's a lot of movement, lots of movement back and forth. No, the youth system in Europe is nothing like the youth system in the U.S. at all. There is actual promotion, relegation within the clubs. So we're talking like clubs are moving up and down. There's big level three or Division three Bundesliga clubs with small youth academies that have their kids, and I mean they're focusing on these kids and teaching them soccer at the highest level, and training them from the get-go. One of the big things right now that makes Europe so much better is they notice talent younger, and then when you notice talent younger, they have all of the fields that you need, all of the coaches that you need to really make that kid that was good at a young age amazing at an older age. You know, when you're good at like 11 and they take you to a Bayern Munich training facility and you get the top level coaches looking at you, it's going to be completely different than when you're good at 10 years old in the US and you get to go to a good travel team. Like it's nothing like watching Philip Lahm play, all of those guys play, and learning from their same coaches. Do I have a glove bag that I store my gloves in? I literally just got a glove bag. HO Soccer sent them over. They've been awesome for me, guys. If you want to check it out, you can check out HO Soccer and use the code Alberto Soccer 15. I get like 10% off of HO Soccer gloves, so you can go check that out. I haven't really used it. I normally keep them in the same case that they were sent to me in. and then I use them as much as I possibly can, and then they just go into a bin of used gloves. Have I ever felt restricted wearing shin pads? No, not restricted as much as they slip and slide, especially when you're diving. And I hate having to like reach back down and fix that. Sometimes when I go to punt, it'll come off, it'll like the ball will slide off of the shin guard. Other than that, no, you just got to get used to them. You gotta wear the shin guard. You got to protect yourself. King Cross, you're 12 years old and 5'9". Yeah, that's insanely tall, man. You're very, very tall. Grayson, am I gonna try to become professional? I'm gonna try to become whatever they will allow me to become. I'm gonna go as far as I can in the soccer world. If I could have a brand to be my sponsor, which one would you pick? Cleats and gloves. For cleats, Adidas. I love Adidas. I love their clothes. I'm a huge Adidas fanboy. For gloves, West Coast Goalkeeping. They were one of the first brands to give me a sponsorship and start sending out gloves, and they've always been very good with me. I'm a loyal kind of guy, and West Coast has never let me down when it comes to gloves or anything else. Ben Best. I like the like carbon fiber ones that shin guards that have those sleeves. Those are typically pretty good. Who's my soccer inspiration? All of the coaches that took the time to teach me how to play soccer. I respect every coach who came out on his own time just to teach younger kids soccer. I love coaches, man. Coaches are some of the best guys that you can meet. I have not used the Quantum Malia Pro Edition. I do have the Quantums here, but they have not been used yet. I am just finishing up with my Kona review, and then I'm going to start NGA and Defiant, and then I'm going to go back to West Coast Goalkeeping. All right, guys, I'm going to do this for about 15-20 minutes more. I know we could go on for the whole night, but I'm starting to run out of saliva. I've been talking so much. Um, let's look at a few more questions, though. Wally Wee, what was your best match save or moment being in goal? That would be my first PK save junior year. Um, I had the unlucky strike of being paired up with the other team's number 10, which was the kid who was on ODP, and everyone thought he was going to make the goal. And if you guys heard earlier, this was my first year starting goalkeeping, so I wasn't a good goalkeeper. And I just guessed aside and I dove, and I was able to pick his shot out of the top corner. And I had all of my friends just run onto the field and pick me up and carry me, and I'll never forget that. That probably was one of the things that made me say, this is why I want to be a goalkeeper. Are West Coast goalkeeping worth it? Yes, 100 times yes. Possessed Monkey, do you play college? I played in college. I took a break from college, or I took a sabbatical, and now I'm going to Germany to work and play soccer. Can you review some Smikology products from Precision Goalie? I would really like to. I sent them a message on Instagram. I'm going to email them again. I've been trying to get some of their products, but I haven't gotten any responses. It really comes down to the brands. If the brand wants to work with me, they will get in contact with me. If not, I've probably tried to message them and they're just not ready to work with me for some reason. If you guys really do want to see me review a certain glove or a certain goalkeeper brand, if you ask them or if you tweet them and you put me in that tweet, they might start paying attention to that more. So instead of always asking me, try asking the brand to see if they would be opening or open for a review. Can you injure your face seriously if the ball hits your face very hard? Yeah, totally. I've been hit in the face. I've had a bloody nose a bunch of times. I've never had my nose broken or anything broken on my face, but my jaw still hurts from one of the nastier shots that I've stopped with my face before. But that's a risk you take as a goalkeeper. It's something we accept. The best way to avoid getting the most use, or the best way to avoid to get the most use out of your gloves possible to reduce flaking, don't palm the ground. Don't use your gloves to carry anything else but actual like soccer balls. Don't squeeze your gloves against each other. Don't rub them on anything. When you're getting up, use your fists to get up or your knuckles to push up. Just don't palm the ground. And every few weeks, week or two, I know some keepers do it after every practice, is to wash your gloves. I've heard that helps you out a lot, so you can try doing that too. I started playing soccer at 16 years old, Logan. The Adidas Pro Goalkeeper gloves do very well in games. Which is the best West Coast goalkeeping gloves? That comes down to preference. I think the Viper Recon was really good. The Viper Recon Reverse was also really good, but they're all super great. I'm looking at right now the Konas. I reviewed the Konas. I really freaking like them. The only thing is that they're huge, so I would go down one size if you're gonna get the Konas, but they're an awesome, sexy looking pair of gloves. Do I know F2 freestylers? I think I've seen a video, but I don't really know them. Glenn Handworth, I do speak Spanish, but I have a little bit of an accent. Sometimes someone will be like, oh, you're not supposed to say it that way, or I get my my las and los wrong, but overall my Spanish is pretty on point. I can speak it and I can understand it perfectly well. David De Gea or Thibaut Courtois? Right now, De Gea, man. De Gea's on another level. Can you do a video on goal kicks? I will. I'll do another one. How often do you train? Right now, I'm doing it every 2 to 3 days. It's a little hard with my injury. I'm trying not to hurt my leg again. Why don't I have a camera on just so this Q&A is personality involved in it? I don't have a webcam. I know. I have a mic. I have a really nice mic. I have my computer, but I have no webcam. I could have probably done this on my laptop, but I set it up on my main computer where I have all of the other stuff installed. I don't have a personality. I know. I have a mic. I have a really nice computer, but I have no webcam. I have my computer, but I have no webcam. I could have probably done this on my laptop, but I set it up on my main. That was weird. Sorry about that, guys. I had to sneeze. How did I do camera videos in the past? I had my video camera up on a tripod, and then I would upload the video straight to my computer. Any tips for short keepers? Make sure you know your angles, you have all your angles down, and that you can jump and get high. Keylor Navas or Sergio Romero? Keylor Navas anytime. 100 times over Sergio Romero. Romero's an okay goalkeeper. He's been improving a lot ever since I saw him back in 2010 as the Argentinian goalkeeper. I think he makes way too many mistakes at the high level to be considered world class. Keylor Navas on the other side, he's world class, man. He carried his team all the way to the top of the World Cup. I have about 5 West Coast goalkeeping gloves that I need to review in my room right now, Levy, so I definitely will review them as soon as I can. Glenn, I believe it. I've seen some really pretty Renat gloves. I'm going to send him another email today. I have not done the review on the West Coast GK Kona Biohybrid yet. I will be doing it in the upcoming days. Thank you, Ethan, for coming and checking out the videos. I don't know any resilience training, as in I haven't been formally trained or formally taught resilience training. I can look it up and see what you're talking about and find out a little bit more and get some more information about it, but I haven't been doing resilience training, DTO. What's my Instagram? It is Alberto Ruiz Soccer. How do you feel when defenders blame you for their mistakes? I feel like I'm getting yelled at for something that everyone messed up on. I just normally put my hand up and I let them talk to the hand. It's part of the game. Everyone's gonna blame everyone. I try not to respond. The main thing is you can't respond. Don't ever waste your energy on someone who's mad at you for something like getting a goal on you. You're a goalkeeper. That's exactly what happens to goalkeepers. Tim Melia or Ramondo? That's a really hard choice, Glenn. I'm going to say Ramondo just because I've been watching Ramondo longer. He's playing for the U.S. national team, and he's my height. I love him. I love Ramondo. But Tim Melia, man, he's getting there. He's getting close. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up now. Thank you so much for coming and checking out the video, the Q&A. I will be trying to get out a training video tomorrow or an unboxing or maybe 2 videos in one day. I don't think many people watch 2 videos in one day, so I try not to release them at the same time. Sorry, guys, it's been 1 hour, 30 minutes plus, and I do want to get out and get some training in today so I can get you some more videos. Thank you guys so much. It's been amazing.